Hey, thanks for picking this up. So, with over 30 years in the consultant game, I'm sure that today's quick lesson will give you a very solid starting point to create your own low overhead, low stress, high value, high income, location independent business. Now, the great thing is, it's more than likely that you already have the knowledge you need to be a success at this. You just may not have come across my pretty unique strategy before because it will leapfrog most approaches to starting your own consulting business. And like I said, chances are you already have the knowledge, so it's quick to deploy. It's very low cost and very low tech to start and run. You don't have to leave your job. So you maintain financial stability while you get this thing up and running. And most importantly, it's location independent. Just you, your laptop, smartphone, and an online meeting room to work with clients. Well, let's pop over to the lesson and see what this is all about. Hey, thanks for dropping by. I'm Jamie Sylvian. I'm the founder of the Executive Nomad community, and I'm also the creator of From Suits to Sandals, which shows you how to break free the corporate shackles and create your own life-changing location-independent consulting business. So if you're thinking of the consulting life, I'm going to show you a couple of tricks that you may not have thought of that would really supercharge your chance of success. So we're all about strategy today. I'll show you a few things that I've learned since 1991 when I set up my first consultancy. Just to put that into context, 4 years before the World Wide Web was even a thing. By the end of this training, I want you to have a strategy to go from where you are to understanding exactly how to set up your consultancy. I want you to have your own defined framework for your consulting business. And I want you to have a formula for broadening your marketing, both by sector and globally. And finally, I want you to have a clear map to your next steps. So the first thing you need to do is create your consulting offer and the value. That's the two things that are going to make a success or otherwise of your business. So the first thing is to use what you already know. And what I want you to do is just give yourself some time to think through a project, a job, a role, a task, a department, a responsibility, a training program, whatever you did in the past, in any of the jobs that you did, whatever you did in past roles, jobs, positions, to create big value for a business, employer, or client. Now, that can be for your own business. It can be for an employer business. It could be for the client of a business that you worked for as an employee of the other business. So it doesn't matter what you did. Where did you create big value so you can now do that for somebody else? Because this is the core of your consulting business. Because we're talking about big wins and we're going to reposition and repackage them. So the win is the big result. And ultimately, we want that win, that big result, to be the result your new client wants, because that positions you as a consultant, the person who can get it done. So the strategy is to repackage and reposition and then create an offer with a name. You need to give your big win a name. For example, in what we're talking about today, my big win is the ability to help people start their own consulting business. It's called From Suits to Sandals because that creates the picture that I want my client, which is you, to anchor to. So that's how you position your offer. You give your offer a name. So when you create that big win, when you work it out, you've got to work out how to package that into, let's say, just as an example, it's the engineering space. And you were responsible for consolidating 15 offices and sites around the country. And the big win there is that through that consolidation, your skill set is that you save 10 million bucks, 10 million pounds, 10 million euros for your company, for the boss, for the employer. So that's how you position your offer. You could say this is an engineering consolidation framework. That's the name you're after. So switch that out to a marketing strategy, the marketing strategy framework, the retail space, the retail consolidation framework. Do you see what I mean? You're creating a name, you're creating a win. And from your win, in terms of repositioning packaging, you've got to quantify what the why is. Why would a client want to work with you? So if you think about why a client would want to work with me is because I can show them the route from over 30 years of experience to creating a location independent consulting business. That's the why. After you've got your win, what is the why? Why would somebody work with you to have their win? And actually, the answer is simple because they want that big win too, and you know how to help them get it. So this is a one step ahead strategy. It's why and how you can do this. As long as you're just one step ahead of your client and their needs, as long as you know something that they don't, you have a value and it's a chargeable value. So welcome to the world of consultancy. So just to recap, then you've got your big win. You've got the why should somebody pay you money for you to teach them it? And now I'm going to teach you how to create your own market. So you start with your own sector and your own country because it's low hanging fruit. You know it. You know how that sector works. And obviously you don't have any language or cultural or travel or any of those issues. So same sector, your country, low hanging fruit. Number two is where you identify the same problem, but in other sectors and industries in your home country. So you developed a solution within the fintech technical industry or financial technologies industry. And that thing that you solve can also translate over into medtech, biotech, agritech, adtech, marketing tech, whatever other tech solution companies that your win could affect will help you to expand into other sectors. Number three is where you offer your solution to the same sector, but you're doing it in other countries. And now, these days, it doesn't really matter where you are. This is about being location independent. So you can expand into other countries. Strategy four is where you build your solution in different sectors globally. So it's a different sector and it's a different country. But the idea is to expand into other sectors in other countries because that massively opens up your market, makes you much more of an industry expert in your space with that win. And all of a sudden, the entire globe is your market. Okay, let's just recap on that. I want you to think about the big win that you've achieved in your career, or many, but let's just start with one. This is the same principle every time. I then want you to work out how you can repackage and reposition your wins. And then I want you to quantify the why a client would work with you. And basically, it's because with your big win and because you've repackaged it now, you've got something that they want and they'll pay for it. So let's just recap on creating your market. You're offering your solution first to the same sector in your country. Then you offer to other sectors with the same problem in your country. Then you offer your solution to the same sector, but in other countries. And then finally, you offer your solution to different sectors in other countries. And that creates a very clearly defined global market for your consulting services. Now, I want to show you how to establish your offer. So your immediate thoughts probably is to put everything on a website, but actually that's wrong. That's not the way to do it. In between outreach and a website, there needs to be simply a one-page website with an offer video that talks about what it is, your solution, that makes the offer, presents a video, and gets them to book in a call with a simple button that takes them to your calendar. And the reason you do that is because websites are just brochures. And they always have too much content. They have too many offers, which makes them confusing. And there's no real focus. It's just all a bit too much. Whereas a landing page really does keep it simple and focused. So the most important bit is the top of the landing page, which is where you state that offer, that repackaged proposition that you've done. You follow that up with a short video. Now, if you're video shy, you can just buy people to do this for you. And you can write your script, or we can help you to write your script to get a video done for you. Then you have the offer recapping bullets. And the reason you do that is because there are a lot of people who just scan. They won't even click on the video. They'll just scan. So that you need to grab them if they're not going to watch the video. Then there's a couple of comfort zones, which is testimonials and guarantees. Who are the testimonials? If you're just starting out, you may not have any for this, but I'm sure with your career, you've got people who say what a stand-up guy or gal you are. And that's where the testimonials go. And then the guarantee, what are you guaranteeing that you'll do for them? And lastly, the book a call button. And that's the whole aim of that website. It's very quick to set up. It's just called a landing page. Okay. Finding clients now. It used to be quite tough in the old days. I remember paying £120 per thousand for a spreadsheet of names and addresses of, for example, CEOs, in the marketing space or whatever. But now you can go on to findtheirlead.odora.ai and you can get thousands and thousands of very up-to-date, very targeted leads. Problem with the old way of doing it is that the minute you bought a database, it was out of date because people are swapping jobs, leaving, retiring, selling, all of that stuff. Whereas now with companies, and there are more, but these are the two that I know, and find that lead in Cladora, you can get thousands of leads and they're fresh. So that's where your clients are. For example, let's say that you are in the engineering space and you want to find clients in the engineering space, and you're in America, but you want to offer your big win service into the UK, just as an example. You go onto either of these websites and you filter what you're looking for. So let's say you are looking for the chief financial officer of an engineering company because you want to offer your service to them. So you want them to have revenues of above 10 million because you want to know that they can afford your fees. They want to be in the south of England or all over England. They want to have multiple offices. They want to have an amount of staff. Whatever you want to do, you use Find That Lead in Cladora to filter out your leads to give you exactly the leads that you're looking for. So that's where you find clients. Find That Lead in Cladora. Okay, so where did we get to? We worked out how to formulate your offer. That's your big win. And as I said before, you can have hundreds of big wins. The more the merrier. But for now, focus on one, a really big win that you're pretty confident can transfer into other companies in the same sector. They will have the same problem. You can fix it. Or other sectors with the same problem. So you can talk to other business owners and identify their problem and fix it. And that's all about repositioning and packaging and giving your product a name, giving your service a name. And then we talked about the 4 ways to build your market. And then we talked about landing pages versus websites. Hey, I'm back. So I hope all of that made sense and you learn how to reposition and repackage a big win that you already have. Now, I told you probably already have the knowledge to be a success at this. It's just about positioning and packaging. And really, that's it. Now, in the lesson, you learn how to give a name to that big win, which makes it easier to offer potential clients the service that you're going to offer. And you learn why websites are not the best place to market your big win offer, and that landing pages are far more effective to get meetings booked and deals closed. Also, you learn where to find exactly the contact information you need to reach out to those prospects. That's really changed in the last few years. Honestly, it was such a bind. It was a horrible part of my business to work on, is dealing with all that data. Now it's just done. With all of that, you are good to go. You can get started. But of course, there's more to learn. To really make your business fly, you need to get it right. For example, your messaging. That's the emails, the landing page text, and the offer you make to clients. They're what will set your business apart. So the way you position yourself and your offer is critical, because done wrong, crickets. But done right, you can double and more your charges quickly after the first couple of deals, and your clients won't even blink because it's all about results. So I work in the finance space, but actually 90% of what I do is marketing. In fact, for 10 years before I focused on finance as my space, I was a media and marketing consultant to some of the largest financial media publishers in the world. I'm talking about Agora, Casey Research, International Man, the big guys. And I wrote the sales messaging that sold over $15 million in subscriptions, as well as millions in value from sales pages and emails that I created for them. And before that, I helped offshore gaming companies, like billion-dollar businesses like Beck Victor, to create their messaging. And now I can help you to create yours. Executive Nomad Academy is designed to help you on your journey to a location independent consultant. You'll get a landing page for your offer. Remember how important that is. You get a branded video meeting room that absolutely leaves Zoom in the dust with its professionalism and ease of use. In fact, you can upload meeting agendas, videos, contracts, all directly into the room. So they're there when you jump onto the call. You just go through each of the parts of the agenda with your client and they're there. Seriously, your clients will absolutely love it. Now, I'll personally work with you to create your offer. You get an emailing platform for outreach. It's ready to go. You send thousands of emails as easily as just sending one. You send people to your landing page. They view your video. They read your offer. They book in a call using the calendar system that's built into your meeting room. They jump on the meeting with you. Just one click, no codes, no IDs, all that stuff that you have to go through with Zoom. Just one click and you and they are in the room. It's very cool. On the meeting, you take them through your agenda. It's built right into the platform, as I said. All calls can be recorded. The call's transcribed and sent to them automatically, so there's no confusion about what was said. Your proposal is either built in and downloadable, or you send it after the event. They read, they sign, they return, and you're in business. And what you'll be doing for them is that big win that we discussed in today's lesson. Okay, but before you get to all of that, shall we do this? Let's talk through your idea, just you and me. You tell me what you're thinking, how you see this building out, and I'll give you my 30 years of strategy about packaging, positioning, frameworking, all the marketing advice you need. Now, it's a video meeting. It costs £197. That's $240, 226 euros for 40 minutes of one-on-one consulting time. And it's guaranteed. Now, you see what I've taught you today, so you get a feel whether you and I can work together. But at the end of the call, I'll ask for your honest feedback on how my consulting advice helps your consulting business get off the ground. If you don't think you got the value you're expecting, there's no charge. Just tell me, I'll return your money in full within the hour. Now, our meeting is the next stage in your transition. You'll leave with the confidence that you can make a go of it or not. And either way, you win, because I'll tell you if the idea that you've got, if the idea you're building out is a winner. Oh, and it gets better. Right now, I'm also offering for free my full consulting framework guide from suits to sandals to everyone that I speak to. And even if you do decide to go for the guarantee and you get your refund, you can keep the strategy. So look, if you're ready to take this to the next stage, click below, book in a time that works for you, and we'll dive deep into how you can truly become a successful location independent consultant. You'll be working from anywhere in the world you want to be. It can be your spare room, or it can be a beach on the other side of the world. So look, click the button below and I'll see you on the call.